Hello everyone. So I wanted to do a card reading to check in on an astrological thing that's going to happen. I've already, done the astrology, so that's in a separate video if you want to look at the weekly forecast. But this is November 15th coming up. We've got the full moon coming in close to 1:30 p.m. Pacific. And then at 3:30 p.m. exactly, the moon joins with our change agent, which is the planet Uranus. So I wanted to use cards to, excuse me, get more details. Okay, hold on, let me bring it over my table. Okay, so what I decided to do is I'm going to read on the election itself to see what change may come through. Then, and I'm just going to leave the cards upright because it'll be too time consuming to allow for reversals with each one. I'm going to do a Celtic cross for the election, then for Trump, then for Kamala, then for Elon, and then the other one for the little guy over in a state that we associate with the bear. So Dumpy and his little dude, his little horseback riding dude. Whoa! Tower in the Judgment, talking about the dude, the little dude. Okay, but let me focus in on the election, which, yeah, of course he had his hands in it, right? Changes, blowing up. You know what? Shite. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, the full moon is conjunct Uranus, the change agent, just like I was saying, at 24 degrees to 25 degrees of Taurus, accordingly. There's a trine to Pluto. Couple of trines actually, Ceres and Pluto. Ceres can connect with grief and separation, and in Capricorn it would be the physical, hard won effort. Yeah. Anyway, okay. The election, the 2024 election. Make sure, yeah, I have these up right. Okay, the 2024 election. Well, this full moon coming up on Friday, the 15th, 1:28 p.m. Pacific. Adjust to your time zone. Will there be any change to our election? How will it affect? How will the full moon conjunct Uranus, trine to Pluto and Ceres, how will it affect our election? We also have the aspect of the architect going on so we've got the North Node over here, South Node over here, Mars and Leo down here, the trine coming off of the North Node. God, there's another one. There's actually two of them. I'm looking at the chart. I have it over here. Well, here, I'll just show you. Hold on one second. Okay, so see this aspect of the architect here? That's a building tool. It's coming from the South Node of the past, our free will choices, represented by Libra, and our North Node, the path that we're all going, which is all about wanting independence, but it has to do with survival. Being the North Node, and Mars down here in Leo, we are pissed off and we are wanting change. We've got a sesquisquadrate going up to Mercury, which means detours, disruptions and detours. The election would be represented definitely by Mercury in Sag as a political sign. So there's that. Mercury is squaring Saturn. It's going out of orb, though. It's a separating orb. But leading up to the election, you could see that it was squaring Saturn. Saturn in Pisces being, well, it's direct now. as of Friday the 15th, it'll be direct, but just hours earlier. But it's still in the shadow. It's going to be in the shadow for quite some time. It has to get to 19 degrees before it'll get past the shadow. It's just at 12 on Friday with the full moon. Saturn representing the government. Pisces can be the people being victimized, immigration victimized, energy all over the place. We don't really even know what happened with all the votes, and they're not all in yet. You know, it's December 11th, the electors are named. The 17th, electors meet, and then the votes get received in Washington, D.C. on Christmas Day. So we still have a lot of time going on. But the sun trining Neptune, things are nebulous, you know, next few days past the 15th. So, okay. Let's see. The election. What will the full moon release? What will the full moon release on November 15th, 2024? Okay, right there. Whoa. Some kind of going for it as to something. What is the challenge has to do with, the nightmare that we're in, the darkest night of the soul. We are depressed. We're, so much anxiety going on and despair. On the worst side of it, because to read this in the challenge position would be to turn it on its head, right? How about I just do that? Headaches, hopelessness, severe depression, insomnia. But the worst part about it is being victimized. So, okay, that's the challenge. We've got all this energy. All the fire signs are ruled by this card, right? So Aries, Leo, and Sag. And we want to, I don't know, I kind of want to smack something every once in a while. Or actually, just lay down and rest is where I'm at. What we're sitting in is there's some wealth and security for now. We're thinking about, with the Nine of Pentacles, and the position down here for me is like what we have control over. But then again, it's what they have control over, because I didn't say Democrats versus whatever. Maybe I should read this in the sense that we got hit with a big stick. We're depressed and we're trying to figure out what to do. We've been victimized by the big stick of the wealth. Because that's actually what happened. And so maybe the full moon will release this information. In the past, it's kind of for us, we have to be careful about sitting in a self-created prison. We don't have shackles around our feet. We don't know that her hands are really tied or if she just kind of held them back there, and that she can't just shake all that off. But the Eight of Swords is a type of restriction, where we feel isolated, where we feel that we've been put in imprisonment. It is a prison card. If you don't use a Kipper or other oracles, this is our prison card. And the stocks for prisons went way, 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 way up as soon as supposedly Trump is going to be inaugurated. I don't know. Yeah. And then here we are. What's hanging over us? The greed. This is the card I got in the past position when I first read right after the election, like what actually happened. The greed. I mean, if they were, I really do believe they were flipping votes with some programmed machines and then hooked up to Starlink so fast, a really super fast internet provider. And that's how Leon knew Leon. The only thing Trump has ever made me laugh about, besides his hand job and blow job to the microphone stand and the microphone itself last week, I don't think I'll ever forget that. So, but anyway, they flipped too much. They have, in some places, they have flipped more votes than there are registered voters. So, figure that one out. Or process those facts. Near future, well, there's news coming out about the votes. Okay. Interesting. What we're all attracting is some type of structure. Now, I didn't allow for reversals, so this could actually be like a wall that we don't get past. If you go, like Lori sees this guy as a wall, he's got the steel boots and everything and the concrete throne. Yeah, you don't really butt heads very well with an Aries. You won't win because, I mean, you poke them and they're going to headbutt you, basically, like a goat. Which is very shocking if someone were to do that. Hold on, let me grab it. Chopstick. So, but it's a strong amount of life force. I mean, look at all this red. And it is, red. We know what red stands for. Nice dude might as well be wearing a red MAGA hat rather than that crown. I really think that this would be red in the reverse position, which indicates domination, but also excessive fighting and struggling and lashing out. And I mean, even upright, it can be, because it's an authority figure, but it can turn into some type of war where, if it does come out, like I said yesterday or the other day or whenever I did that, I guess it was yesterday. I've done so many readings since yesterday. Anyway, what the deal is with, if Elon and Trump colluded with Putin and any other country, that's an act of war. So that's treason. Trump could be removed from his position for that, and Elon could be, sanctioned into another country. Little guy over there that likes to ride the horse, he could really have some problems. But this is what we're attracting, this is what the election is attracting. So sorry, let's do this a different way. I have to remember, this spread is about the election. The election whacked us over the head too fast. Information, votes came in too fast, way too fast. They called it way too fast. Might as well have the 8 of Wands in here, which I think I did. Actually, I think I did in the other one. Okay, but anyway, left us feeling victimized by the wealthy and imprisoned or, stuck, restricted by the greed. And then here are the votes. Here's the news in the near future with the Page of Pentacles. Something is going to very possibly manifest. And especially more and more news is coming out about, people that did vote for Trump that are figuring out what a tariff really means. You know what I mean? It's like crazy that they didn't get that. So, yeah. And then we're attracting either that possibility of a lot of anger because it is a crime against us to You attack, if you're a foreign country and you attack in the USA, if a foreign country attacks our election, with the greed and the wealth, and Elon Musk is involved, that is considered an act of war. Okay. How other people are influencing the situation. They are steadily plodding along, counting all the votes. That's how I'm going to read that. Our hopes and fears is that we have another choice, another option. Sometimes this could be read as the distant future as well. In personal readings, that's what I tend to do, or I'll do extra cards for the others, but some for hopes and fears and some for that. But distant future, we may be able to choose again. That's possible, unless it's would have been in the reverse position. Then it's more like just smoke and mirrors and then no options, no more options. And that's actually kind of how I feel that it is that we really are afraid that we are not going to have the choice to vote again if this continues. Okay, and then up here, when it comes to the outcome of this full moon and all the the release of the full moon and all of that energy, and after it settles, which will be about a couple of weeks, so after Thanksgiving, we're still feeling burdened and put upon with the Ten of Wands here. There's a responsibility. It's a 10, so we're almost done. We're like right there, and it's ruled by Saturn in Sag, so it has to do with hard work and responsibility, and Sag rules politics. So if we will do that hard work to go through the burden, to look back at what ground we actually covered with the vote. I mean, this is one of those interesting situations where you can really just look at the image, and you can't really see the future yet when you're just looking down. You're watching your feet so you don't trip. But in this situation, it's like I'm seeing more like his hand up here and on the forehead, like when you're just like, oh, like that, and you're looking down trying to figure, it's like maybe you're working on your taxes or something, and you're looking down at the past, looking down at that, that area that you covered, like watching your feet. You're looking back at the footprint trail of all the old, of all the votes that happened in the past. So this may indicate a bit of a recount. What if I were to keep going? Oh, a lot of people are apathetic and they just don't care anymore. But there's hope for the younger people if they would, if we can get on board. But then again, I don't know. It's a battle. We might have to wait until the next eclipses come in March. The next set of eclipses. There's going to be one, the solar eclipse will be in Pisces, and the lunar eclipse will be in Aries. Or no, I'm sorry, it's the other way around. The lunar eclipse always comes in first. The lunar eclipse will be in Pisces, and the solar will be at Aries, 9 degrees, I remember, because it's going to hit my moon exactly. So the this Eight of Cups here is ruled by Saturn in Pisces. So definitely this full moon here is going to set something off, which that tends to be how it works. And all the lunations every month, the new and full moons, up until next March, this full moon will be releasing energy into the next new moon and full moon. So, but this is a card of walking away because you've done all you can do and you just can't do any more. That's why we've got that Saturn in Pisces. You know, and that's what's sad. That's what got that is absolutely what got Kamala this the transit of Saturn in Pisces was right on her Chiron. Her, you know, that's the centaur in everyone's chart that relates to our deepest wounding, and you know, you have to do a lot of hard work, and I think she has. I think she really has to you know, to get to the greater gifts that are under the wounding and the trauma. But she could not have worked any harder. She got smacked by a bunch of greedy, and here she's the one that got $1 billion in her campaign to come through her campaign. Okay, so let me make sure these cards are cleared. Let it all line up. So now my intention is to read on... Actually, you know what? I was going to do Trump. Let's do Kamala first. So for this full moon, it's going to be conjunct, it's going to be joined up with her natal Jupiter. Exactly. Her natal Jupiter is at 24 degrees and 0 minutes of Taurus. And this full moon is 24. I'm pretty sure it's 24. Hold on. Yep. 24 degrees, 0 minutes. Taurus. So, well, that's pretty amazing. And then she, of course, Uranus is conjunct her natal Jupiter as well, which is why that was one of the things that we saw. All of us astrologers saw that and went, she has to be winning. But of course, you know, Trump has Jupiter on his North Node too. But that, you know, Jupiter can bring in loss. Uranus brings in surprises, and we never know what it is until, well, maybe we get it with cards. I could never get it with astrology. I've been trying since the early 90s. Or more like late 90s. It took about 10 years to get all the just learning astrology, and then you start looking at transits and the movement and all of that. Okay, Kamala, Mamala, our lotus, our goddess, Kamala Devi Harris, my true Madam President. Okay. How will you be affected? How will Kamala be affected by the full moon? November 15th, 2024. Change, karmic change. The Wheel of Fortune has to do with a turning point. Wow. Life cycles. Destiny. What did I say about the full moon conjunct her natal Jupiter? This card is ruled by Jupiter. Her challenge, so coming through in with the Page of Swords reversed. This could be a whistleblower that brings out information. This is it could be somebody who's really been analyzing, just head down analyzing data. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge. Okay. Where she's coming from, what she does have control over, this is a card of the past. Wow. In the past, she's going through a death rebirth experience. She's gone through all the 5 stages of grief, and she's ready to you know, move into rebirth. What's hanging over her with not as much control is the Hierophant, is the government, it's the man, it's the status quo that doesn't want to rock the boat. It's, you know, just identifying with a group and the beliefs of the group and being, you know, it's being conforming, conformity. 3 majors right here. Her near future, yeah, she doesn't, now maybe she could pay for a lot of the recounts, but it could be a waste of money that could be saved for the next election. When I'm 64, she could, she could run again. Because here's her war chest built up. Here's her $1 billion she could save. It could stay in an account and collect interest, and next time just hit the ground running. Or be ready for when something really goes down. Because it very well could go down. But she does not have any control over whether or not she'll get the backing from the government. Okay. Dang it. What she's attracting is a stalemate, indecision, people just wanting to make a truce, I suppose. I don't know. Dangerous times, balanced forces, but it's also a duel. So, yeah, we're not going to know. I don't think we're going to, let's keep going. Externally, how other people are influencing the situation, I think they're wise to what happened, but I don't think that they're going to be speaking up with the, to have the high priestess come through there. I mean, she's pretty silent. But it is a card, it's just a card of mystery most of all, but it does have to do with people's intuition and instincts, and it also has to do with her higher self, her intuition, her instincts, her connection with higher powers. So I actually think that we could say that this is her higher self, her guides and her guardian angels that are really influencing her and trying to help her make the best decision. Okay, hopes and fears. She's afraid that foreign governments haven't done what they've done because it just means havoc. Like maybe this is the last election. The outcome, I think she's going to hold on to her war chest. And she might build it up even more. But the outcome is she's secure. Her hopes and fears would be, maybe she's hoping that things are complete and safe with our allies. But maybe she's also very afraid that we're not. We've got hopes and fears. This is just, the issue. If I were to keep going, something comes down. There's a lot of news, but then there's a lot of frustration over the victory of who won. And again, it was the teamwork of the billionaires, the greedy billionaires that want to just hold on to their money, even though she was shining her light the best she possibly could. So, okay. Let's see Trump. How's he going to be? How will this affect him? Now, for him, and I don't have Elon's chart. I didn't spend any time messing with it much because I know there's no, I could look at the planets. I could look at that sometime later, the planets and the luminaries and all that, but I don't have an exact time, so I can't get house positions. anyone out there has an exact time on him that's actually verifiable, please let me know. So, but anyway, Trump, dumpy, the demented, dumpy demagogue, the orange man, who just, I mean, for somebody who seems to just love white people and hate any person of color, and why you would vote for him if you're a person of color, you need to have your damn head checked. He sure likes to, get the tan on and the spray tan or whatever he's doing, the makeup, because he's getting darker and darker every time you look at him. His eyes are white, his lips are white. It's like, what are you doing, dude? If that's not proof that he's lost his mind, nothing is. The fact that he can't not see what he's doing to himself and putting himself out there like that. Can't grab the handle on the truck door. Giving blowjobs to microphones. Like, what? Talk about drop the mic. Jeez. Okay, let's let that go. But anyway, the full moon is, like I said, conjunct with Uranus, but Uranus is at 25 degrees. And Algol, remember the fixed star Algol that, remember the first assassination attempt? The full moon is hitting that. The full moon is joined with his fixed star Algol. Fixed stars, they just sit there and they blink. They get activated sometimes. What do you think would activate it the most? Either the sun or the moon. Either one of those two luminaries would be the strongest. The moon is the public. The moon relates to women. Taurus is a very feminine sign. So, Donald John Trump, what will be your reality after this full moon, or at the full moon, even the day or two of? The approaching the wax on kind of energy is stronger. And then you get the fever pitch of the exactitude. and then the release just, then you feel better and you can sleep, all that. But he's going to be activated, so. And it's on his midheaven, dang it, But Uranus can be reversals of fortune. He does have, like I was saying, he does have Jupiter crossing over his north node, and well, it's retrograde, but his sun and Uranus are right there, so yeah. Anyway, okay. Donald John Trump. How is this going to go for you? Okay. Justice. What's crossing him is progress for the future. What he has control over is giddy up. Adderall. Something snorted right up the nose to get him going fast. His past, he's not doing so well. He's at a place of needing a lot of rest, and I don't know that he's getting it. Because we know he never contemplates. We know he never meditates. We know he never goes into that place where he can just be passive and recuperate. I'm sure he does it with drugs. So here you come up, you get up, and then you come down. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And he's trying to balance things. And he has karma. Now, he didn't allow for reversals. If this came through reversed, it would be injustice. Like he feels like he got the rug pulled out from under him, maybe. This is a card of justice and fairness and truth and the law of cause and effect. but most of all, balance. So can he stay balanced if he's using an Adderall, if he's snorting Adderall, or whatever else he uses? Maybe he doesn't snort anymore. Maybe he just takes pills. Maybe he gets a shot. And then what does he take at night to go to sleep? He's been going back and forth between the up and the down. What's hanging over him is the dark moneyed interests. Those are the factors that are controlling him. It's all about the money and who has the money and who gives the money. Near future, he's got some kind of just raw power, victory, breakthrough going on. I wouldn't say he has mental clarity. I didn't allow for reversals, like I said. If this were reversed, this could be confusion and chaos and even more memory loss or even surgery, you know. But it's all about winning, skewering others. But if it's his near future, maybe somebody's, like I said, he's got fixed star alcohol right there, blinking brighter. Oh, interesting. Now for him, what he's attracting is the past. This is one of my cards. Again, if it were to come through reversed, that's definitely memory problems. But I didn't allow for reversal, so I still think that it is. It's all about memory problems. And he's not, I don't know that he's getting the rest. I don't know that you can recover overnight like that. But he is feeling better. I'm sure he's sleeping way better than he was, you know, before the election. Excuse me. Okay, how others are influencing the situation. More money. His hopes and fears that he just keeps that big stick and has those blue pills and whatever. I still don't think Melania's doing that, but anyway. Ew. His outcome. Hold on one second. I need to get some water. His outcome here is just to keep spinning. He's just still going to be the spin doctor. Still scamming, lying. And I think that he is being manipulated. And he's not going to be planning well. Because this is definitely one that would have come through reversed with him. And maybe all of these would be reversed. And if I were to read that way, you know, all these cards over here, again, here. If it were this way, because this is actually how I feel it's going. Except maybe, I'm not sure about that Nine of Pentacles, but this way would be major memory problems going on, lack of clarity, lack of focus, can't get it up, no more of that, and and going into debt somehow to someone, and all of these someones, it could be 9 different people here, that have control over him because of the money. We've got money here, right? And then here we have, for his outcome, confusion and being manipulated by people, because he can't plan anything himself, you know, and it's all about relationships. So there's that. And maybe it's a health issue. You know, this is a health card. So, okay. Let's do Leon, and then I'll close this up. And hey, say thanks for the fact that I don't put ads on my mid-rolls, or put mid-roll ads in my videos. I can't tell you how frustrating it's been. Because I usually never watch anyone else except for Lori. Or I'll hang out with Lisa on her live streams every once in a while when I can. But I've been looking around at other people to see what they get. You know, this last week, and because, you know, couldn't sleep anyway, might as well watch a reader. I'm appalled. I am literally appalled by some of these other psychics and readers who have a major amount of, you know, tens of thousands of subscribers, and they put ads in the middle. One person that you guys just love had 5 frickin' ads in the middle of it. I couldn't believe it. How do you guys feel about that? Or does everybody, let me know about that. Does everybody just have, or do you not care and you just click away? I still, but, because, you know, you can skip the ad after a few seconds. But the thing is it's still it's like an invasive, it's not like you're watching the news and they say, okay, we'll be back in 60 seconds, or we have to take a break and all of that. It's like, no, it's just a bam, like an invader that just came in. But anyway, maybe most of you guys do the ad-free. I had it for a year. I got it because it was like $12 a month, and you get the whole yearly thing. You get this discount. So, you know, a little over $100, $120. This time they bumped it up to $18, $19. I'm not paying that. That's ridiculous. There's too much corporate greed going on here. Okay, so Leon. Guy that likes to jump up and down on stage and get more attention than Trump wants to give him. That was funny to watch. Okay, Elon the muskrat, as Becca over at the House of Lenormand calls him. Elon, how will this full moon, conjunct Uranus, and all these other transits going on, how will you be affected? Right there, okay. Well, he's a Cancer. This is the Cancer card. He's going to be even more determined than ever. If it were to come through reverse, he would be a little directionless, but he's very will-oriented. So that, you know, this just makes sense to me. He's the center of his own little universe, right? I guess we all are. we're all at the center of our... Anyway. But does he stay centered is the thing with this card. I kind of think this would have come through reversed, actually, because... yeah, you know what? Intuitively, that's what I'm going to do. And his challenge is to stay, because reversed here this way, this is having a hard time staying centered, and I know that that's him. He uses his Cancer energy in the negative. So, and he's moody, and I'm sure he orders people around. He's very opinionated and blah, blah, blah. His challenge with the Three of Pentacles is, can he be a team player? Nah. Can he control other dark moneyed interests? Yeah. What he does have control over, I think, are some younger people that work for him who will do what, they offer to do what he wants. In his past, there we are with his Starlink satellites sucking up, flipping. I don't think a satellite dish can flip votes, but the voting machines could be programmed with a disk or voting machines that are not supposed to be. It's against the law for a voting machine to be hooked up to the internet during the voting process, during federal elections. But the data transfer through Starlink would come really quickly, and this is probably how he knew about the election outcome 4 hours early before anybody started getting the information on the news. But then the deal is, how would he know that things were going to come out so well? Well, here it is here. The greed. Here's Starlink. Okay. Maybe this would be the board members of Starlink. I mean, I don't think he owns. I mean, is it just on him? Does he have anybody that he answers to? I would think Starlink is a publicly traded company, right? I could be wrong. I don't know. I've researched how it works. Other than that, I don't know anything. But so with the star, he doesn't really have any control over how well he can hope, how much faith he has, how much inspiration he can get. He doesn't have any real connection, I think, to his spirit because it's all about the money. And he has no control. This is the position of looming over him with no control. Here he has control over workers. Here, he doesn't have control. And this is the women. This is hope. This is faith. He has no control over believing in himself because he's a friggin' cheater. In his near future, it's all about trying to salvage relationships, maybe, and build relationships, I suppose. The Two of Cups isn't so bad at all. Reversed, it could be a breakup if it were to come through. And I got clearly in the grand tableau that Trump will throw him under the bus in a heartbeat. Doesn't take a psychic to know that. But the way the cards lined up, everything, they'll blame everything on Leon. That's what I got. Okay, what he's attracting? The need to lie down and take a rest. Maybe he uses some drugs, like some Special K. How others are influencing the situation? They want him to be the one that gets everything done and creates the breakthroughs. They think he's the genius. I don't have any respect for him or his brain. I have zero respect for him on all levels. Distant future, well, could be a homecoming. If this were reversed, it could be, canceled plans. But I'm seeing this more as, he's hoping. He's hoping that he gets into the White House. Okay, outcome? He's going to get caught. Sneaky Pete. Or he's going to get away with it. I can't say, because I didn't allow for reversals with this one. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Next time I do a reading on him, well, looking for more, always wanting more. More workers, all ages, more women, more children. He wants to just have all the children in the world, but he's not. I don't know. At some point, we'll see. I don't know how old he is. Has he even had his Chiron return yet? So that's the time, 50 to 52, where we meet our deepest wounding and have lots of process work to do. But he'll just numb out. He'll just use ketamine and numb out. Okay, this one's on Putin. Oh. Wasn't I talking about him before when I did this? Wow. Okay. Little Mr. KGB. will this full moon be affecting you? He's a very nervous individual. He probably doesn't use drugs unless he needs to for, you know, some kind of medical reasons. I'm feeling like he's like straight up super sober and nervous as the F word. Okay. It's not much fun when you don't just say it out loud. You guys say it for me, but not in the comments, please. Not in the comments. Okay. The little guy. Oh, God. How will this full moon affect you? If he truly is a Libra, Libra's rules Taurus, and I'm sorry, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So he could. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just look at the cards. Okay, right there. There's our Mother Russia card. Okay. Ooh. His challenge is to not do something foolish. His challenge is to not fall down and have an accident. His challenge is to stay in his body and not be out of control. His challenge is to not take too many risks. This, when it comes to reversed, is an assassin. And he does have control. This is the card that indicates what he does have control over. Whoa. He does not want to get caught. Oh, look at this. In the past, yeah, he does not want sanctions. He's been sanctioned. He has been restricted. He's been cut off. Okay, what's hanging over him where he doesn't have any control? Again, why do we... 78 cards in the deck, you guys. How many times have we gotten this card? The greed card, the greedy merchant, the Russian red hat greedy merchant. His near future is teamwork. How many times did this card come through? Teamwork with the dark forces. What he's attracting? Frustration, reassessing the situation, reevaluating to see whether or not, what should I do, what kind of thing. How others are influencing the situation. He's getting information from Leon. His hopes and fears is to keep the women around, taking care of him. His outcome is to... His outcome is just to get more hoe bags. Lori taught me this. She said the Queen of Wands is the hoe of the tarot because she's the only one that sits with her legs spread apart. And she's right. She's absolutely right. But he wants the warmth of women around him. To have two queens right here, yeah. But there's also trouble with sleeping and nightmares, trouble with his homeland, and he just wants all the money, and he's really apathetic about anything else. So I guess I could say the way the full moon's affecting him the most is on the emotional levels, the greed levels. Now, that's the thing, with the full moon being at 24 degrees of... Taurus, that can have a person wanting, really, 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 really wanting, like emotional reaction to wanting to own things. There's just so much greed going on. So maybe it'll all trickle out, filter out into the news, and we will get to understand about it, more about it. But it looks to me, in summary, like Leon's going to have the most problems here. Wouldn't you say? Look like to me. Okay, I'm going to get this uploaded, and as always, sending you big hugs, tons of love, and very peaceful nights coming forward for you to sleep like a baby. Okay, bye.